No sound. There we go. Let's get these headphones out of the way. Take up a lot of room, these bastards. Considering what they are. Right. Give me a second. Behave. That should be it. Okay. Oh, okay, Natsaurus. Bloody hell, that was brief, wasn't it? No problem, Natsaurus. Hello. This is a little swine that was talking in your stream earlier. I know, ugly bastard, isn't it? Got a couple of masks I want to go over today. Even so, let's put that there. Oh, it's so nice to have no headphones on. Although I will later for DVD. Well, not later. So this is just, I've said this before sadly, but this will be a shorter stream than normal on a Sunday. One, there's not a collector lined up. That's my own fault because there's a collector I had in mind called Tony that I needed to get in contact with, but I haven't recently. And two, a couple of new arrival figures that we got just here. And three, just wanted to carry on the stream and go on to DVD afterwards, but also wanted to do some identifying talk on Fantastic Faces Generation 1 and 2s on this particular stream. I've done it before, but I just wanted to update it a bit. No, that's okay, Natsaurus, don't worry. If you gotta go, you gotta go. It's 100% fine. I just appreciate somebody's come and had a look. It's all good. It's all good. Everyone's got lives. I don't expect everyone to, what's it called? Press pause on everything just because of some dickhead rabbiting on about mass. Trust me. Hello, Mr. Ghostface 93. Hello, Steve Scream, Nilorama. Mr. Nilorama, is he still here? Bloody hell. I've got two screens to look at today. The multi-stream option on OBS doesn't always properly work, although it seems to be at the second. Oh, is that Starcom? Is it SSD? Hey, what are you doing here? Watch your Squire. Chap sitting on my... Yeah, sit on my stool. That's my stool. I think some people will be listening to that there, Rob, and we're going, what the fuck is he on about? What about this? Auf Wiedersehen. There's a chap in it called Stool Pigeon. For one episode for a few minutes. But yeah, chap sit on my stool. Back off. What, you're talking about your stool? I've just been away for 5 minutes. That's my gin and tonic on the bar. Isn't it? It's always be a good scene, that will. Series 2 is, 1 and 2 will always be the best. Anyway, let's bore the shit out of you with some of this. So, Sunday nights is always a Ghostface stream. And you think, Ghostface stream? Well, yeah, Ghostface chat, mass, merchandise, film, latest film if there's anything out there. There's been little tidbits of film information out there lately, but to be honest, I'm laying off it because even as a fan site, I don't want spoilers. David Arquette recently spoke saying this a few tricks up Ghostface's sleeve regarding the new film, but to be honest, that's all I want to hear. I don't want to know details or even hints about it. So I'm not trying to ruin it for anyone. So with regards to my site, the ghostface.co.uk, there won't be much on the Scream 5 news or whatever it ends up being called, finally. It's just Scream at the minute, isn't it? But there won't be much there in updates in the future, which is not a good thing for a fan site. But I want some surprises and unexpected stuff watching as well, you know, when the film does come out just under a year from now. So we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, I like that chap sitting on my stool. It makes such a change to see a little bit of Alfreda Zane chat. But hello, Mr. Jarula. Mr. Jarula, not Garula, Mr. Jarula. Anyway, the other day we did some ordering. On the last stream you saw one of the NECA figures that have recently released with the 3 different heads. The green head, the blood spatter mask, and the zombie mask, and then of course the normal mask. There was also, I don't know why they took so long to get to the UK, but also this chap came out. And we've got loads of reflections on this, to be honest. Even if I turn the monitor off, let's see. It's not too bad. Well, there you go. So this is almost like what was released, I believe it was in 2014, which was called the Retro Ghostface figure. And this definitely appears, looking at the mask, to be the same sculpt. Although I can't see... In fact, I can see. So on this one, I can see who did the sculpt on the bottom of the credits here. But on the one before, there's no information whatsoever of who did the sculpt to the mask. But definitely when the side by side of one in the background just appear. Let's just compare and make it easier. But when you go side by side, let's just turn it off, hang on. You can see more than likely, apart from the artwork, same blister pack, and almost, it's just about the same figure. So, recent release, let's get it right. Previous release, a previous release with the Scream 4 branding. This was believed to have been an art sketch based off the mask trying to get through Sydney's bedroom door in Scream 1, if I remember correct. But this and this seem to be the same sculpt. This is the back of the new figure. To be honest, I quite like that one. I don't know, man. Always something to change, isn't there? But this particular chap, he comes with voice changer based on Scream 1, knife, which looks a bit bent, and a spare hand, because you always need a spare hand. The voice changer, there he is up the top here. The knife does look a bit, you probably can't see too well on this camera, but it does look a bit bent. And then there's actually a spare hand just here. Too much reflection. I've got to have 2 screens with me, 2 different chats, so I can know that everyone's responding, so I'm sorry about that tonight. The difference with this one appears to be the material of the main robe in the past. I don't know if it is different, I'm not going to crack them open. But the difference with this one and the extras is the older one has the phone just here. Reflection's really bad. I'm going to have to get this set up different. The voice changes there again, we've got the knife down there and we've got a spare hand again. Gonna gut you like a fish. Understand? And it daft, eh? But yeah, basically newer NECA figure, different artwork, lacking a phone, called the Ultimate NECA figure. And then this was called the Retro NECA figure. I believe, I'm sure it was 2014 this. There's no, in fact, wasn't it on here somewhere? Yeah, when you tilt these in the light, there's a little stamp. And it's got like a manufacture date. and it just says 367N, and then you got the code that you want to worry about, which is 0606 0606, I believe it's June 2014. So a lot of NECA stuff. Also, God, I got a lot of chat this side, a lot of chat that side. I'm trying to catch up. Who doesn't love a spear hand? Yeah, well, that's disgusting. I can't respond to that. Do you ever open them, or are they more of a collectible? Well, that's a good question, Loki. That's a good question, because this particular sumbitch here that I've just brought, I brought 2 of these on purpose. One to crack open, one to keep sealed. So this is a brand new release, recently to the UK this week. Seem to find these more on UK eBay than anywhere else. Just go UK eBay, put Toony Terrors GhostFace. These will come up around £17 to £20 depending on what seller, and that's with postage, so it's actually not bad. But this, as we can see, can I just... No, I can't even do that. The feet on those figures are always a bit sideways and difficult to stand. You on about the figures, or are you after a drink? What are you on about, this one or the others? But this, again, as you can clearly see, this is another NECA figure. It's just NECA Toony Terrors, and on the back they have a section that you're meant to cut out, apparently, as a background or as a backdrop. And this camera being an Amazon piece of shit, we can't focus, so let's just read out what it says. It says, Toony Terrors, bring the fun of Saturday morning cartoons to your horror collection with these adorable little creeps. Pick your favourites or collect them all and make every day Toony Terror time. I feel like I'm 5 years old, for God's sake. Jesus Christ. Toony Terrors, it's a horror figure. Not a bloody SpongeBob figure, for God's sake. Anyway, there he is at the side. The big elongated mouth, longer than normal. We got reflection of the chat, reflection of the stream. But, this reflection, honestly. There you go, GhostFace. That's better, that's better. You can just about see GhostFace up here as well. There you go, isn't it better without a reflection? And yeah, they intend for you to cut out this as a backdrop. So as we say, we've got 2 of these. I don't know, shall we unbox it now, have a closer look? I do want to take one out and I do want to keep one sealed. I've got 2. Sod it, let's crack it open. Let's crack it. Oh, I don't like this. See all the print coming off with the plastic. The streamers are different too. I need the old version. Oh, okay. That figure looks super dope. I need him too. Who the hell's Wolverine? Remind me of Wolverine. Is that Banana Man? It is, isn't it? I think it's Banana Man as we're nicknaming. I see Wolverine every week and I keep thinking, who is Wolverine? I can't remember. I think I know who it is. I think it's Banana Man. Ooh, I don't like doing this. We're just wrecking the box. Oh well, we got another one. And there's still plenty more out there that's readily available. There we go. Hey, look, we got a zombie at the counter, look. Oh, let's turn the screen. We got a zombie at the back. Right, Squire, how many tickets? 2. 2. Hey, it's not bad actually, you know. Funny plasticky smell. Let's leave the screen off a minute. What the hell is it with this knife? Why is it blue? Why is it blue? Bloody long handle, look at that. Not all people have handles that long. It's been one of them days, trust me. In a good way, in a good way. It's been a long day. Oh, you come out, you little bitch. Jesus Christ, we done welded it in. That's about right, isn't it? It's about right. Some clever gits put a black cable tie right in the middle that you can only just see. That's what it is that's holding him in. You awkward bastard. Jesus Christ, man. This is complicated. It's alright, it's alright. I know that Super Bowl's on, don't worry. Is it on now? Is it? I don't know. We'll get done soon. Jesus, man. They didn't mean this to come out in a hurry. There we go. Aha! Now he's straight out. Now he's straight out. Let's have a closer look. Let's have a closer look. Just see how he stands up. Okay. Well, let's put the knife in the hand. I didn't expect what I've just saw. Jesus. It's hard getting it in. The knife. Jesus Christ, man. I need some WD-40 on that. That's, yeah. Push it in. Does this not move at all? Okay, there we go. Never make it easy for you, do they? We're on about the figure. Right, packaging back in. Let's have a look. Right, let's have a closer look at this sumbitch. Let's have a look. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, Banana Man. Oh, okay, okay. I need him too. Yes, Banana. What's up, beautiful people? Hello, Almost Ray. Wolverine ended up sending you the pics of my collection so far. Oh, thank you. Hello, Melinda. Just check who's here before I carry on. Luke the Dead Zone. Hello, Luke. I think there's a few people that aren't collectors as such here tonight because I'm going to Twitch and YouTube. But don't worry, we're doing some DVD after we've talked about a couple of mess. I have Freddie and Michael, and theirs are blue too. Oh, they're the same, are they? Okay. That's what she said. Yeah, tell me about it. This one doesn't. She just says piss off. Your mind is like a gutter today. What do you mean, today? So there we go then. It's not bad actually, it's not bad. So this is all a solid figure, not really bendy. There's no articulation, movement, whatever. It is just plonk the knife in his hand and stand him up. And the thing I was looking at with a weird face was how he stands up. Which is like this. He actually balances on the bottom of the cloak. So that's how he actually stands. His feet are actually in mid-air, as you can, hopefully you can see. Whoa, easy mate. So his feet aren't even touching the ground. Need like a little turntable, don't we? So it actually stands on the jagged parts of the cloak at the bottom. There you go. I've seen mixed opinions on this figure with regards to other fans and dumb comments. I mean, really dumb comments. People that don't appreciate. Oh, his fist does turn. His hand turns. Okay, so there's a little bit of movement. The other hand doesn't move. That's solid. But yeah, personally, I like this figure. It's quite nice. I was surprised how he stood up with the tassels, or the jagged points, whatever you want to call them. But you know what, I like it. I like it. Decent size. I could always imagine a bigger one. I don't know, say from this hand up to about here, like a big one of him, like an 8, 9, or 10 inch or something. But overall, Toony Towers, it's quite nice. It's quite nice. I like the mask. The mask sculpt. Obviously, it's elongated on the mouth a bit more, but it's nice. It's nice. Yeah. I think we're going to have a mess with the webcams after this stream, because this one it was okay, but it's just not that clear anymore. But yeah, nice figure. Nice figure. Toony Towers Ghostface. So let's just stand him over here for the minute. So there you go. One cracked open. See what it looks like against the background. I suppose if you cut out the background and actually displayed it properly, it won't be too bad. It's hard to do it on a camera like this. You set it up right, it'll be okay, that I think. Not bad, not bad. But for 20 quid, Jesus, you're laughing. You're laughing. Official Ghostface figure, NECA, so the quality is nice. And just part of the Toony Towers. Ages 17 plus. Yet the blurb on the back will make you think you're 5. Like a Saturday morning cartoon it's based, isn't it? Let's put him up here. He'll do, he'll do. And yeah, this one. Let's put these back. There. Okay. Jeez. Bloody hell, it's hot in here. It's hot in here. Just realised you won't hear it because you don't have the headphones on. Are you doing sound alerts again? Waste of 750. Oh, it's alright, you'll get the points back. You'll get the points back. Hello, D-Mec. Here we go with Tim. Tidy bit of tackle. You what? Who's that? Here we go with Tim. All the Toony Tower weapons are blue though, like that. I had the Freddy and the Michael, yeah, from Steve earlier. So I've got this chat and I've got that chat. I'm trying to balance the two now. Would be cool to see a Scooby-Doo sketch with Ghostface. Yeah, that'd be nice actually. Yeah, that'd be nice. It'd be a nice little theme. That would. It'd be a nice theme. Okay. So yeah, recent NECA releases. The Mezco one's obviously still in the background. You can see that just here. So I think we're just about up to date with the figures that have come out for Ghostface. The only one I've not even pre-ordered is the Sideshow figure that's £200 odd or dollars. I think it's about 160, 170 pound, maybe 180 in English money. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Just checking this chat, that chat. One thing I did want to cover tonight, and it is going to be a shorter Ghostface talk tonight, and then DVD. But one thing I wanted to cover tonight was some of the information in relation to fantastic faces and the earlier versions of GhostFace masks. Generation 1 and 2 is the nickname. And I put a couple of images together recently on the Facebook group for the website, and also the website itself on the mask page. But let's just check this one. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, but I just wanted to touch on it again with regards to the stream. So, as this seems to be a reoccurring question on the website as well, although it has died down a little bit lately. And also, do not forget that the contact on the website at the minute is playing up. So, sadly, if anybody goes to my website, hits contact, fills in the email and sends it, I'll get it, but I can't respond to it. I have put a thing at the top of the news page and at the top of the contact page notifying people that it's not working correctly and that you should use an alternate email. So please, for the collectors listening, because I'm not sure how many collectors or how many are waiting for DVD, but for the collectors listening, or somebody that's possibly used the website once or twice to contact about buying masks or whatever, or even mask identifications, just send to GhostFace website at hotmail.co.uk and I'll get the email there and I can respond there. Sadly, the problem still has not been fixed with regards to the host and the email. I don't know what's going on. I'd like to know what's going on, but I don't know at the minute. So let's just check this and check that. Yeah. Anyway, recent time, it's become a little bit easier with regards to identifying Generation 1 and Generation 2 masks. A lot of fans that know these masks can sometimes and mostly tell the identification between a fantastic and a fearsome, as some call them, or a Generation 1 and a Generation 2 mask. Okay. Now, in more recent time, not myself but other fans as well, I've come across different marks on the masks, and I've also noticed little things myself what helps define a Generation 1 and what helps define a Generation 2. Easy steps to confirm what you may be in possession of if you got lucky, in the USA at least, if you've been to a Goodwill store or something along them lines and you found this old mask that you don't know what it is. So this has been briefly covered on another stream, but I really wanted to mention it again just as like a refresher, because some collectors may be watching this for the first time in weeks and think, oh yeah, I can't remember what other stream he mentioned that on, now he's going to mention it again. Oh, you can carry on listening. Can't wait to receive the safety light and mask. Yeah, they're on the way. They're on the way. So, here we go. And yeah, the differences are there straight away. So, what do we have here? You've seen these before on the stream in the background. A Gen 1, a Gen 2. Some call it simply a fantastic, because that's exactly what it is. Replica tag. And some simply call this a fearsome, which in some respects it is, in some respects it isn't. As we learn more and more about these masks, we start to get to know them better and identify them better, which is the point of this ramble here. So, you're based in USA somewhere, you've been down your local Goodwill. You've got lucky for whatever reason, you found this mask. You know, it's an old mask, I wonder what it is. I'll go on Facebook, I'll go on Twitter, I'll go online, ask somebody that knows a bit more about them. What have I got? So what is going to be identifiable features of a Generation 1 Fantastic? So first things first, and we may have to bring up the website on a little bit of this. I did show the image last week. So first things first is the overall shape of this little swine. You'll have eyes that are not symmetrical. You'll have the bigger eye, you'll have a smaller eye, most of the time, although it can differ. Okay. The overall surface of the mask to touch is not smooth, say like glass. It isn't glass anyway, but it's not smooth. It's just a fine texture to it, like a fine sandpaper, as I described last week. Okay. A little bit of roughness there, especially when you compare it both masks in both hands. Well, you got a mask in each hand, a fearsome one side, a fantastic the other, in this case. One will be super smooth, like gel, and one will be not smooth, but just a little bit of surface to it, okay? A Goodwill, well, that's where a lot of people find them, isn't it? Goodwills. It's, well, in the past at least. One of the main suggestions of identifying a mask in the past was to measure from the top of the mask, and we're talking from here, under the shroud, all the way down the front to the tip of the chin, which would, in most cases of a Generation 1 Fantastic, be 11.5 inches. In the later masks, they'd be 12 inches. And you'd see notable differences of the tape measure, such as the bridge of the nose. There'd be like a half-inch difference, with the difference in sculpts over time. Oh, Loki. Well, Loki, I mean, this is a collector's stream, so you're going to get rambling shit like this, but this is what helps people identify between different masks. And when they identify between the different masks, there's different values on those masks, especially if you're trading or selling them. But also the different masks were used in different films. So some people may call this a Scream 1 mask, and some people may call this a Scream 2 mask, which is incorrect to name them like that, but at the same time there is a bit of sense to it, because they say exactly what happened with those masks. But Generation 1 features, and measurements can differ depending who's measuring, but the main measurement is 11.5 inches, right from the top here all the way down to the chin. 11.5 inches normally, although some can differ, as we say, depending how they're stored, whether they've warped over time, been on the sun. But that's no longer the main identifiable thing to do to confirm it's a Gen 1. So number one then, not the smoothest surface, just a little bit of grain there. Number two is you're always mostly, not on all Generation 1s, but on Generation 1s you get an indent in the mouth at the bottom, always at the bottom, and sometimes one in the middle, although the middle one's not always so prominent. Another key feature, as we may bring up on the browser in a minute, is at the side of the temple here, where the streamers start to split off. Let's get this right. So where this starts to split, and here, just there, and right in the middle, there's like a slit, just a little thin line, almost like someone's just got a scalpel and gone forehead, temple, temple. Okay, so you got lucky with your mask find. You pull back the streamers so you can see all of the mask at the side, on the forehead, at this side, and you've got these little slits at the sides of the temple and the top of the forehead in the center. You basically got a Generation 1 mask. Also, regarding the main texture and surface, inside as well, to touch is actually rougher, and your skin drags on it more as you touch it. Okay, so a little bit of texture inside, in your skin, on this particular mask at least, the skin drags more. It's not easy to pull your finger along it, but textured inside as well. So 11.5 inches in most cases, bigger eye, smaller eye in most cases, not all masks. This is why it's a hard bastard to identify these sometimes. Non-smooth surface, a little bit of grain there inside as well, but the main easiest thing to look for it now is slit there, slit there, slit there, and it doesn't go all the way through the mask, it's just embedded a little bit, and it's just an easier way to identify Generation 1 now. Another thing with Gen 1s is the sewing at the sides of the mouth. There will be no lines at the sides of the mouth down here, so to speak, whereas on a Gen 2 obviously they're quite prominent. But the shroud almost seems to cut into the side of the mouth because of how it's sewn. It almost looks like it's making the symmetrical line of the mask uneven because the shroud's overtaken into it, and it's the same on the other side mostly. But you won't be seeing lines at the sides of the mouth as such on Generation 1s. Although again, Loads of masks out there. Some have got little differentiating things, and you think, well, why are they like that? But you don't know. That's okay, Loki, no problem. But yeah, definitely a bit of surface here. Hello, Jamil. Definitely a bit of surface. Let me move on. Just do one side by side again. So you can tell differences. I think, in all honesty, probably Loki watching this video, and normally watches DVD, he's probably thinking, God, these masks are a bit descriptive, aren't they? Yeah, they are. They are. So here we then come to Generation 2, as some have come to call it in more recent time. Now this was about as close as they could get to the mask we've just seen, because the mould was rebuilt and the original moulds were overused. And apparently they got to a stage where they was unusable. This is what we've always been told, at least. So please emphasise that back in your brains and replay it now and again. That's what we've always been told. Whoever knows what really happened, or if that is what happened, I don't know. But it is believed, at least, that Funworld wanted to replicate the first mould as close as possible to continue making the masks, which ended up being these. Generation 2 fantastic in some respects, which they're more like they are. Other people call them fearsome faces because they appeared on fearsome faces tags, that's the reason. So this one, to the touch, super smooth, glass, baby's arse, gel, super smooth to touch. You can see even in the light here of the PC RGB, you've got a noticeable crease in the mouth. Very noticeable crease when I just tilt it there. The crease is always a nice giveaway. Not a full confirmation all the time, because they have appeared on earlier version masks, I'm sure they have. And also, one thing I did forget to mention with this, the material of the shroud itself. One of the important things is this is what was always referred to in the past as cotton t-shirt material. Some would say t-shirt hood, some would say cotton hood, some would say like Screen 1 hood. And you think Screen 1 hood, because they altered them on the masks on the film, but like the K&B ones had grey on some of them, and others, you know. But yeah, like a cotton, not a polyester, like a t-shirt material. Always used to have a nickname for years, this, as t-shirt material, which is what I like to think of it as, and it really is. Some of these over time go hard and brittle, like the tagged one in the frame behind me. It's not too bad, but you can tell there's some brittleness on it, and some actually, depending how they're stored, stay quite flexible as if they were new. On later masks, on this particular one at least, some of the Gen 2s or the fearsomes or whatever you want to call them did have cotton shrouds all over the place tonight, but this particular one is polyester. So there were differences in the materials on the shrouds or the hoods, whatever you want to refer to them as time went on. A replication from the earlier mould, or just a copy from it, I don't know what it is, but the indent in the bottom of the mouth is there again. You can see it in the light. Nice little dent in the bottom of the mouth, and the crease is always a big giveaway. But I'll bring some images on the website in a minute. But these things do have mould scars at the side of the mouth. You can easily see just here, see the line. Mould scarring, this is easily seen in the start of Scream 2 when he sat at the side of Maureen in the cinema, and there's also a less seen one on this side as well. Get the right way. You just see it, just here, just above the finger. On some of these masks, the shroud actually goes over the scarring and you can't see them. So some people have emailed and messaged say, oh, are you sure this is a Generation 2? Because there's no scars. I say, well, pull up the shroud, have a look, and you should see somewhere, unless it's been cut different when they cut out the mask, so you should see somewhere some form of scarring, more prominent on the left side as you wear the mask, You can see it in the light there. But the mould scar is always a good thing to go off. So the baby smooth surface, like gel, like glass, whatever, there are no slits at the sides of the temple or the forehead in the top centre. They're all gone now. Different mould, of course. And one thing with the Gen 2 eyes is this one always appears to have a straight eye, straight down, and just a little bit of a curve at the top and bottom. And this will always be more of a curved eye on the left eye as you wear it. Was always one of the most easily identifiable things with a fearsome in the past. Looking for the straight eye, look for the curved eye, although Generation 1s did have similar as well. Some Gen 1s look really straight and really curved, and sometimes you'd struggle to tell. But this is when we start looking into the mask a hell of a lot more and say, well, the smooth surface, rough surface, lines, you know, mould, and you really start looking at the mask stupidly close, but at the same time it helps you identify exactly what you've got. The only sod of these and the earlier masks that we've just seen is it's very hard to say whether they are a particular year of mask. So if somebody was to email me and say, oh, I've got a Generation 1, I believe it's just exactly just say on your website, I've looked at the images, the markings are there, and then they'll say the magical thing of, is it a 91 or is it a 92, is it a 93 or a 94? I don't know. When these were first made, I mean, today there's manufacture dates all over them, labels inside, on the header tags, under the barcodes, and manufacture dates are all over them. Different codings, different marks on the masks. I think RJ said once there's things on the masks people don't always realise what they are, but they know how to identify it from whatever it is. But in the early days these had nothing. You was lucky if you got a label on these that just said Fun World Div, Easter Unlimited, and a barcode. In the ASIS sort of era, later down the line in the later 90s, that's when the barcodes and the labels become a bit more prominent, but even they were very brief in what they had on the label. But yeah, these, if somebody said, oh, is that mask in your hand, is it 1994 or is it 1995, I've got no idea. The impossible thing to do with these Gen 1s and 2s is say, oh, that's a definite 91, that's a definite 92, blah blah blah. It's just impossible. Got no idea. I think even if these moulds still exist somewhere at a factory, they'd probably be puzzled. What do you mean, what year? We just kept using them. I'd love to have a proper history of these things, but I don't think we're going to get one, sadly. So Generation 2, baby smooth, no marks at the temples and the forehead, wider mouth, especially around this section here. Indent in the bottom mostly, although I have seen indents in the middle as well on Generation 2s. Now and again, not all the time, but now and again. They have cotton shrouds, they have poly shrouds, and again in here, super smooth, super smooth. This, there's not a lot of drag with your skin at your fingers, it's just smooth exactly like the outside. On the fantastic Generation 1, it seems finer on the outside than it is on the inside. Inside's a bit more rough textured. And it is exactly the same with this chap, which is basically the same mask just in a different hood. So this has become known among fans with a few different names. Hooded Fearsome, Hooded Generation 2, Deluxe Generation 2, Deluxe Fearsome, Deluxe Gen 2 Fantastic. It's that many bloody names now, it's just getting stupid. But again, this is the same thing. Baby smooth, noticeable crease when you get it in the light. You just see it in the light there. Indent in the bottom as always, and you're looking in a way just at the same mask I've just shown you, just with a different hood on it. These are very notable for being deluxe because of the points on the bottom, and they always seem to have been, look like they've been hacked to death by someone at the bottom of the hood there, and they've always got the lines on. Just about see the lines. You see it in the light, see all them lines? Another thing with this particular style of hood is it did have other mask types inside. So to look at that, to me, my personal nickname of this is a Hooded Fearsome. in reality, if you want to be super detailed and correct and over the top, it's a Generation 2 Fantastic with a deluxe hood. They did come with a variation of different tags on the top, not just this particular style. This particular style would have had a picture of a hooded mask on the tag here, not this one. But these did come with EU stamps in the hoods, and one of the early iterations of a reshoot TD mould did have the exact same style hood, just with a cape attached that would hang down to the floor if it was, you know, in my hands now. It's one in the box down here. But yeah, this type of hood, EU stamps, Generation 2 Fantastic, Fun World div on the chin, and yeah, early TD reshoot masks did have this exact same point on the bottom, and the same material, which in this case is polyester. I find all this interesting. Learned a lot over the past load of months. Yeah, I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have. Let me double check my it also seems less thicker from the sides. Also, is the one you're looking at a Gen 3? Please don't say that. Please don't say. Low key doesn't know because he's not a collector as such. So low key is like a Twitch viewer on my channel at least, now and again. And he normally watches me on DVD. So low key's asking about a Gen 3. Even though there's Generation 1 and Generation 2 masks nicknamed by fans, that's all it is. It's a nickname. But it's an easy nickname, and it's an identifiable nickname that makes life easier. There are no so-called Generation 3s. None. We're not going the masks after this. We're not going anything else after this. This is Gen 1 and Gen 2s. After that, they get called different things, which is what they call an EU stamp. Low key is going to be thinking, God, what's all this he's telling me? But yeah, there's what they call an EU stamp. And EU means Easter Unlimited, which is part of the company / Fun World that make these masks. So the company is Fun World Division Easter Unlimited Inc., hence the EU. But after these masks had their day, we then went to a different mould called the Easter Unlimited stamp. Just for low-key in the chat there. There's collectors that, you know, well, we know all this, shut up, yeah, carry on. They know. But yeah, this particular mould and mask now, highly sought after, especially with a tag on it. Many people know that watch the stream, this is not a real tag, this is a replica by Ryan Hills, who does good replicas. And of course, this is the same. This is another one Ryan had sent. I think he sent me about 5 in total. So I've put them on these masks just because I love them to hang on these. This particular tag is just a replica by myself with lots of mistakes on purpose. People know that. Regulars, they know this. Biggest mistake is the newer Fun World logo that did not exist in the 90s. Not like that, it didn't. The only correct thing on this is the glowing dark yellow star on the text. The rest of it is all wrong. Every single bit of it. It's similar, but it's wrong. The font and the italic is almost right, but not 100%. The font at the bottom, not for children under 8 years of age. That's similar, but not correct. The Fantastic Faces, the spacing, the TM is similar, but the wrong size. The dots are approximate and similar, not exact, and it's just the same on the back. The fun time, the two little rounded off little colour bars here, whatever you want to call them. The font is entirely wrong, it's a screen font and not the font they used. The colour bars, there was a big pain in the arse, I had no end of trouble with them. They're just similar again, not exact. So basically, from a distance, this is just meant to look the part, which is what it does. And if for whatever reason some piece of shit scum come in here and nick this, try to sell it on eBay. 1, the tag is too flexible. Number 2, it's too glossy. Number 3, it's photo paper anyway. Number 4, you can open it up quite easy. Where on the real tags, they're actually quite hard to open up. Number 5 is the barbs are different. And number 6 is anyone that knows original barbed masks, they'd know just from looking at the back of this mask, it's an obvious retag. And the biggest mistake of all, look at the hole. Fantastic Tags did not get single hole punched 3 times by me because I had a lot of trouble with it. A hole on a mast tag would not look like that. It would look more like this, of course. What's that? Disregard the main mast I can't identify is the one from screen 3. What, the ASI SEU stamp, and then the one that was the black and red tag with the appearance of bigger eyes. Was basically, it's just the same bloody mast with a different paint on it. Still got vanilla smell. But yeah, this, on purpose, we made a mess of the hole here just to hang it. And also you can see a black marker there of what the tag hole should be, whereabouts it should be, and what sort of shape it should be. But again, very bendy, and it's just meant to look the part from a distance. That's its only job. So yeah, if some scum broke in, eBayed it, you'd know. And if you didn't know, Jesus Christ, what are you doing watching this channel? Let's show you a genuine one. Right. See, this particular Tag Fantastic, on appearance of looking at the back of the mask, somebody took a picture of this. Let's say, oh look, that's been re-tagged. It hasn't. Over time, because the shroud on this is not done as well as the other one, holes have gone into where the barbs have gone through, and the holes have got bigger over time from it hanging in the past. It's just slowly deteriorated. So to look at this mask, as somebody that knows these masks, I could even look at a picture of this if it wasn't mine and go, is that a retag? But then when you look at again at the deterioration of the back of the tag where the barbs was always pressing against it, it's clear to see it's literally worn through it. But there you go. So when you look at the tags side by side, obvious colour difference. Let's just, can we just, I can't line up this for shit. So obvious colour difference, obvious differences in the coloured spots. The logo is definitely different, you can't miss it. The fun time, you can see the wording is different compared to this. And then you flip it round. I mean, this has got signatures on, but still, you can tell there's differences. And there's a world of difference when you look at this against this. You can tell instantly. Barcode's about right, but the rest of it is just similar. That's all it is. We actually there are a difference in the barbs as well. Funworld had particular barbs when they were first making these, and they are very easily to identify. Very easy, so I should say, to identify. Just one thing with this. Yeah, see the barcode on mine, on the back, this actually touches the fold at the top, whereas mine it's set further down and you can see colour above the barcode, so again another obvious difference. But yeah, this chap, someone bid on this the other day, extremely high, and I said no because I don't want to get rid of it. I was offered a surprising amount for this the other day, but I had to decline, and also mention the fact I was offered a higher amount than that in the past, which I also declined. So an offer of $3,000 for this came the other day, and I said no. In the past, somebody had offered $5,000, and I said no. And then another offer come from a person the other day, which was surprising to say the least, which I'm not going to say. But at the same time, I said no, it's going to stay. I'm going to keep it. And even though it's just a Halloween mask from the 90s with a cardboard tag on top, it's going to remain with me for the time being. I did say on a stream, I think it was last week, one of the only things that could make me decide to part with this was if I could possibly end up owning one day my dream car, which is a black 1977 Trans Am. Now, of course, before anyone jumps down the throat or starts commenting, I'm not saying that this tag mask is worth a car, but if I could basically track down a decent, usable, running black 77 Trans Am in America, because in America they're all over the place. You can find Trans Ams cheap that need work. You can also find Trans Ams that have been fully restored and cost an absolute fortune. But a black Trans Am would have to have some sort of involvement, or some sort of involvement of me possibly attaining one, for this mask to go anywhere. Now, again, I'm not saying a fantastic tag mask is worth a black Trans Am in shit condition or good condition or immaculate condition. All I'm saying is that, yeah, I've wanted one of them cars since I was 5 years old. So 38 years ago, when I first saw Smokey and the Bandit, 38 years ago, when I was 5, I wanted one of those cars, and I've never been close to even getting near one in real life. Not one that's black, at least. I saw a red one years ago. I used to live about a 5-minute walk from my old house. But yeah, as I said to Maggie Blaine recently, I said, your husband works on cars. Says if he ever comes across some sort of Trans Am that needs work but could possibly make it over here, I mean, shipping costs are going to be 2,000-3,000 English pound. But yeah, if this was to depart, then it would be for money that I actually turned down the other day, which would surprise you. I'm not going to say what it was, but it was high. But I thought, yeah, I could have put that money towards my Trans Am. You know, I could have possibly got one that needed some work, bit of a paint touch-up or engine work. I'm not a mechanic, so that's the problem. Got a car down in the garage here that I used in my Auf Wiedersehen location videos, and I won't scrap it because it's sentimental and it needs engine work, but I can't personally do it. But a Trans Am would definitely help, even in the location of one that I could possibly attain. You know, I don't know. But somebody said the other day, "Oh, are you serious about this Trans Am?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I've always wanted a Trans Am." I said, if I could basically get rid of a tag fantastic that is genuine, and then, of course it's bumped up in value a little bit because of the signatures on the back, Alan, Stanley and RJ. You're not going to get Stanley's signature again, as sad as it is. But this, although it needs hairdryer, this is exactly what people are craving for. And if this is ever to depart, it's got to be for a damn good reason. And a damn good reason is attaining a black Trans Am. So if somebody in the UK got in touch tonight, for whatever reason, said, "Oh, you know, that black Trans Am and that mask, I've got a Trans Am, but it needs this and it needs that. Would you consider?" I'd consider, yeah, I'd consider. We'd have to talk and have a long chat. But, yeah. This is not going anywhere in a hurry, because at the end of the day, not many people are going to come after this stream and say, "Oh yeah, that Trans Am I could possibly help." Nothing's going to happen, I guarantee it. But if one day I could possibly attain a black Trans Am, at 77, when I was born, then yeah, there'd be a bit of talking to do and negotiating, and you know, possibly money either way. I don't know what would happen. But what we got here, someone's just commented that I've just missed. Hello, Kimmy. Hello, Halloween enthusiast. That's Zach, isn't it? You must be loaded. I must be loaded. I'm not loaded. You seriously just wrote that? I wish I fucking was. I wish I was. I wouldn't have to sell the tag fantastic. I'd just get a Trans Am. But again, it's called a classic car now, isn't it? Because it is. But it's also a muscle car, so it's pricey. But yeah, this is the possibility of getting a black Trans Am be the only reason this thing goes anywhere. If I don't know, someone in the UK says, "Oh, I've actually got one of them, sat doing nothing, I can't afford to do it," or, I mean, I'm not rich, as I say. But yeah, I said to the missus the other day, says, black Trans Am, yeah, probably be the only reason, or negotiation reason in letting that Tag Fantastic go. And I'm not saying a Tag Fantastic is worth a black Trans Am. I just, some sort of deal, maybe some of the other special masks I've got, I don't know. But again, I'm not looking to get rid of them either. But yeah. Then there was like, well, I'm due to get a pay rise with a new job, maybe we could just buy a bloody Trans Am, but could you afford to run a Trans Am? I was like, I don't know, this is the problem. I'm not exactly on a high wage. I'm on pathetic wage. I'm currently furloughed, I'm waiting to go back to work. When you work at an airport on this COVID, on the third lockdown, what we're in the UK now, there's not exactly a lot to do. And when you're in 4 fucking walls all the time, you start losing your fucking mind. Not enough to sell one of these for $100. But yeah, trust me, I'm getting sick of 4 bloody walls. But also in the time, you know, I'm looking at details with these masks that I personally own and just noting anything down for the future mask page. And just trying to help people that are sending all these questions to the website, which are mostly, what mask do I got? What have I just picked up from the store? What have I just got lucky with on eBay? What is this mask? And most of them are always about one of these or one of these. So I think, well, how can I just calm the emails down a bit, you know, and just get all these details on the site in time and just say, look, have a look at this, this will help you a lot. And then they can read it all and probably just come back with an email saying, oh yeah, thanks, that's confirmed it. Let's have a look. Let's go there. Let's go there. We're getting there. So desktop capture. Are you going to display? We're coming, don't we? We're coming. There we go. Right. So I'm just going to show you a couple of images now of what I've just basically talked about with the Generation 1 and the Generation 2. This was done last week. But just in case there's someone here that wasn't here last week, mainly from the collector's side of things, not the Twitch viewers, this is what I've been trying to emphasize on the identification, and this image is a lot easier to show you than me trying to get the mask to bloody focus on a piece of shit webcam. Right. There we go, just fits in the screen. Now, what you're seeing is a very untidy, on the live screen, it's a very untidy screen capture, but I've zoomed in, which is why it looks a bit out of sync here. But this is an image I've recently done on the website, particularly, and put on the Facebook group. This is what you're looking for here with a mouse over, is this little silly slit on the side of the temple. You got one in the top of the forehead, and one at the other side of the temple. These are one of the most helpful identifying features of confirming you have a Generation 1 Fantastic Faces Peanut-Eyed Ghost mask. Also known as the Weeping Ghost for a brief period, also referred to as a Ghost in Pain by RJ at one time, eventually named GhostFace. Used to be called Peanut-Eyed Ghost. But this little slit, and this little slit can confirm to somebody that hasn't got a goddamn clue, say, oh my god, I've found an early mask. And as I said, it 91, 92, 93, we can't confirm the year, but we can confirm, and here's an even closer look, you know, we can confirm it's a Generation 1 mask, as they call it. Hang on, are we pressing the right button here? There we go. The close-up images look better zoomed out because they would get a bit blurry. But again, just these silly little slits. Silly little slits. And we've just got some text that I added onto the bottom here. The Generation 1 mask had hand-cut eyes, so you'll see uneven cuts around the insides of the eyes. Dimples in the mouth, which we discussed, mainly in the bottom, some in the middle, although not every Gen 1 has a dimple in the middle. One of the identifying features was a measurement of 11.5 inches from the top of the mask to the bottom of the chin, which most are, but also some can differ, but the other markings can help confirm what it is. Measurements can sometimes be on and off depending on who measures a mask, which is true, and what type of tape measure is used. So if you've got someone that's got his bloody builder's tape measure and it's a metal some bitch, there can be a bit of a difference. You've got somebody that's got one of these flexible things, again there can be a little bit of a difference as well. Again, not all the time, but sometimes it's very easily, is what we're saying, for somebody to measure it and get it wrong. And that's part of the reason now that I won't say, oh, just measure your mask, that will confirm it. I'd rather tell them to look for these other facts and confirm it, basically. Another better confirmation I've seen if your mask is a Fantastic Faces Generation 1 or a Gen 1 is the markings, as we see. Markings like little slits, as you see on the images, are on the sides of the temple, top of the forehead. And I'm repeating myself, but just in case somebody's only been watching 5 minutes, you know, keep listening. You may have to roll back the streamers at the side of the mask and the foreheads. It's not you may have, you will have to. But if your mask is a Gen 1 mask, it will have these marks. So the main identifying feature, apart from measurements, is these daft little marks at the temple and the forehead, and also look for that grainy surface. Just make sure I'm clicking the right thing here. There we go, fits a bit better on the stream now. As we go downwards, there's more identifiable things. On the chin stamps of Fantastic Faces, it was not just Fun World Div. There was another alternate mould of a HN. So on the bottom of these masks, you got your Fun World Div that will go here, where my fingers is. You won't see it on this camera. There, you can't see, it's too bright. But on the HN types of the Fantastics, you got the Fun World Div as normal in the half moon, but the HN will be more towards the point of the chin. So it'll be up the top here. It'll just say HN, very faint, but it's there. It'll say HN Fun World Div. I've never had one. I don't think I'll ever own one, to be honest. So when you look at this image, it says chin stamps. You're thinking Fun World Div HN. Oh yes. Two types of Fantastic. The Fun World Div HN's easy to identify, of course, because of two letters on the chin, but also the nose and the eyes are slightly different, and it's a very untidy mask compared to this. Hand cut eyes, as we say, mouth dimples where the arrows are pointing, cotton hood, as we emphasise. I've just clocked my phone that's got the stream controls. There we go. And yeah, this also little differences in the header tags. So header tags that this is a replicated header tag image. It's not exact. This is one of mine. But this one here, no yellow star, no glow in the dark. Why is that? Why would they have that? These particular header tags were on fluorescent colour masks of Fantastics, as you can easily see here, pink, green and orange. So fluorescent header tags would not have no yellow star, and the glow masks would have the yellow star. Again, cotton hood. This is Ryan Hills' mask. I think he still owns this, just so we got the image credit there. The colours made, of course, white, green, pink and orange. And there we go. Here's a little difference for you. I'm trying to educate tonight, trying to give people a lot of information on these earlier masks. So this is actually the tag Fantastic that you've just seen on the camera. I've just obviously edited the image, took the tag off it, which some people would call a crime if I did detag it, and it would be as well. But this is it. This is the Gen 1 that's on the tag. Fantastic Faces Generation 1 mask. This is the HN Fantastic Faces, and this is from Douglas Little. I don't think he's got this mask anymore. I'm sure he's got rid of it, but again, very similar. You got almost a straight eye either side here, and then the curve, and then a little bit of a curve here just to round it off. Very similar to a fearsome eye, but again, definite confirmation on the back of the chin with a HN. Mouth is very similar to the original Fantastic, but the nose on these were always so untidy, always very scabby at the edges and not really finished properly. Yet this one, there's not much of a curve in the eye. It's almost similar, almost, to this one in some respects. It's almost got a straight line there, but it's just got a bit of curve on here. Same at the bottom, but the eye's bigger compared to this little swine here. There's a bit more of a squint, and even this one's squinty. But again, loads of differences with these bloody eyes on these earlier masks. Loads of differences. I mean, look at this for an example. So, Fantastic Faces did come with white shrouds. And this one is just how it's been kept over the years. It's got a bit of bong eye here, as I call it. But again, you've always got this curved sunbitch here. Nice big nose. Nice big long mouth. Nice indent in the bottom there. You can see it's sticking out this pinky as well. This is generation 1. And a lot of the earlier Fantastics, not all of them, but quite a few, did seem to have like a straight line at the bottom of the nose. Not all of them. There's some that are more curved, but quite a few of the early ones had what looked like to be a straightish line at the bottom of the nose. But again, they can definitely be different. More on the fluorescence in this case. Look at these lines at the bottom of the nose. But you've always got that indent at the bottom. The middle ones aren't as prominent on these, but they're there. There you go, you move on to your generation 2. John Lewis has that fantastic HN now. Oh, does he? Nice, nice. Rob Weaver, I didn't mean to upset you. You didn't upset me, don't worry. You didn't upset me. Everyone loves a Gen 1 for obvious reasons, but what's your personal favourite mask and why? I don't know, you know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I could say one type that I'm not ever allowed to mention. At this time, at least. Because it's a definite favourite. But I think RJ asked this a while ago. It was on a phone call. He says, "What's your favourite type of GhostFace?" I says, "Bloody hell, RJ." He goes, "Wow, what's the matter?" I says, "Well, it's a hell of a question, that." I says, "The amount of masks that come out over the years." He goes, "Well, which one's your favourite?" I says, "Well, the HHN's nice. That's my favourite mask." I says, "Yeah, I know it's your favourite mask." Plus, he was involved from start to finish on the HHN. But the HHN is a beautiful mask. But I says, in this case, RJ, I says, "It's a Fantastic Faces." And he goes, "Why is that?" I says, "Because it's unsymmetrical." I says, "It's untidy and it's got character." I mean, you look at this. I mean, my mask isn't the best one to use as an example. This particular image is not the best one to use, even if I bring the mask on camera again. It's not the best one to use, image-wise. But if we go up to Ryan's, I mean, look at this. It's just beautiful. You got a massive eye, you've got a squintier eye, you've got a nice nose on this particular one, and you've got a nice neat mouth with the indents, of course. And on this particular trait with early Fantastics is there. You got this curve and then a bulge and then down to the chin again. And this side seems more just straight down. I said it's the characteristics, RJ. I said it's untidy, unsymmetrical. It's not machine made. It's not perfect either side, and you know, like a mirror image if you put one in the middle of the mask. I said it's almost like an unfinished mask. He's got a skeletal appearance and he's a creepy, spooky character. I said, so I'll always like original Fantastics, particularly when a beautiful shaped one pops up and you think, God, I fucking love that mask. I mean, this is more symmetrical on the HN, with the eyes slightly. The nose is, I find the nose scabby on these. Just what I think of them. And you got similarities here. All right, they're at different levels, but the mouth sides as well, you know. And then you come down to a fluorescent here, generation 1 in this case, which is owned by Chris Jason. Again, a little bit of untidiness on the sides of the mouth. Right, the nose paint's a bit different, and the eyes are very squinty on this particular one. But again, there's a character there, you know. There's a nice genuine mask there that really looks the part. And you look at ultra whites these days, and it's not the same. It's not the same. Even these, I mean, generation 2s or later fearsome faces tagged masks, shall we say. You've got the straight eye, you've got the curved, you've got the bit more of a wider mouth, and you've got the more of an upside down heart on the nose. But again, there's some character there. Look at this side, look at that side, look at this side, look at that side. It's all untidy. It doesn't match up, it's not symmetrical. Even with the RDS here, look, even with this orange one. I mean, this is basically the same image that I've just coloured orange compared to this and that. The original image was a pink one from Ryan Hills, I think. Oh no, Scott Smith in this case. Scott Smith. Credit right. But again, same with this. Generation 2, black tag ASIS. Dodgy line at the side there. Look at it down this side. Not symmetrical. Even the EU stamp. EU stamps can definitely vary. They can all vary. But look at the EU stamp. Big blob outside of his mouth there. Because of the angle it's taken at. And then more symmetrical down there. But the eyes on the EUs, that's when they started losing the peanut. And were more like jelly beans that were symmetrical either side. They're not to take away from them. But you see the differences over time, of course. And this one, this was this mask on a different picture. On the original eBay picture, this was this mask. It was right here. This was the original eBay picture when I first bought it. And yeah, again, it's just, look at it. That eBay picture, that picture there, despite the price I had to negotiate at the time, this is about 9-10 years ago, I think. That picture for that mask, that sold me that mask. As soon as I saw that picture, and 5 others I think that was with it, that first main picture, I said, I want that mask. I've not got a fearsome at the time, I want that mask. And I messaged, got in contact, negotiated, thankfully got it. But here again, just to finish up then. So again, if I put the mask I've just raised up in front of the camera on either of the webcams, you're not really going to see this, but this is again where we identifying the generation 2, the main mask. Not all masks with fearsome faces had these marks on because there's many different molds, MKs, HNs, etc. But this is what you're mainly looking for on your probably more correctly identified generation 2 Fantastic. The left side as you wear the mask is not so apparent, but it's there. The right side again as you wear the mask, always more prominent. Got this little curve and then another line here. And sometimes, as I say, on odd occasions, for whatever reason, these can be under the shroud. Somebody's just sewn the shroud partially over them for whatever reason. Whether it was a shroud guide mark or whether it was just a sculpt mark, I'll never know. Maybe the same with this side. Maybe that line was always meant to be covered. I don't know. It's not like I've worked at Funworld in the past. It's a damn shame because I'd love to know. But yeah, these are your main generation 2 Fantastic. Later tagged with fearsome faces tags. Mold scars. Even other alternate mask types had these. For example, the grin. Let's check my chat. The white ones are so nice, very traditional, ghosty. They are, they are. I've never owned a white shroud. I don't think I will either. I think my perfect mask would be on with the mouth of a Gen 1 eyes and a face and the nose of an Einstein. Bloody hell. that many different mask types. Fucking hell. At the end of the day, you want descriptions about GhostFace masks, then let it be known straight away. This is not all my knowledge over the years. This is collective knowledge from several different fans collaborating over the years, and most of it ending up on this page. It's still being updated to this day. But this is why people call these Generation 2 masks fearsome faces. For some people, the first time they ever saw a Generation 2 mask was on this tag. Hence why they get the name of fearsomes rather than Fantastics. As I say, in pure reality of it, the Generation 2 Fantastics, but they also came on fearsome tags, as we can easily see. And the same with this RDS. RDS means, as we can see, Randy's death scene. Anyone watching, maybe your first time on the stream, what's he on about, RDS? Randy's death scene. The killer was wearing this particular mask type when poor old Randy got butchered in the van. Simple as that. This mask has been seen on fearsome faces tags mostly, a lot of the time. As we scroll up, we can easily see at one time a fan had come across one with a Fantastic Faces tag on the top. Hence somebody says, well, doesn't that make an RDS a Fantastic? No, it doesn't. It just means at some point, for whatever reason, an MK mold mask ended up with a Fantastic tag. Why? Who knows? I don't think we'll ever know. Again, totally different mould. You can quite easily see different eyes, little piggy nose, and hell of a different mouth compared to a fearsome or a fantastic or a Gen 1 or a Gen 2. Let's word it correctly. Another confusion with fans, particularly newbies to the hobby, is what the hell is this? What is this? Fantastic Faces? How is it a Fantastic Faces? In no retrospect whatsoever is this mask a Fantastic Faces, because of the exact mould it is made from. This is an EU stamp, Easter Unlimited Ink made in China mould on the back of the chin. This is what came after the Generation 1 and 2 masks. Why it had this tag on, these were called Fantastic Reissues. I think it was more the name rather than the mask type. Why they reissued these names on the tags, I have no idea, but as you can easily see, purple and blackish tag, just with the Fantastic Faces word, well, the writing at least, but it's the fearsome font. This is just emphasising little black light will light it up because it's a fluorescent. So why this has a Fantastic Faces tag on it, it has never been or will never be close to a Fantastic Faces type of mask. It's just a name in this case. And here's me putting Fantastic Faces on it, like an idiot. But as it says in the yellow text, later release Fantastic Faces mask, which is actually incorrect. Again, an image that's going to be removed. The EU mould was getting more common at the time, and only a green and an orange fluorescent existed in these mask types produced. So the EUs were coming out after Fearsome Faces tags had disappeared on the GhostFace mask. And they made white masks, of course, non-glow, glow, pink, green and orange. There were no pinks ever found among fans, although in the past GhostFace has always surprised us, particularly when it was always thought for a long time that a pink Generation 2 or a fearsome mask would never existed. Of course, we found out later in time they did. There they are. So this is referred to as a Fearsome Faces fluorescent pink on this image, but yeah, Generation 2 masks were not found among fans, at least in pink form, for a hell of a long time. Only in recent years Douglas Little found the first one, or Drown Boy Productions on YouTube. And we thank you for your work and dedication. It's not my work. Don't you mean that we thank you? I would love a green EU. Yeah, I have got one, but it's got a bit of a mark on the bottom of the eye socket. It's like an orangey pinky colour, which is not nice, but it's the only one I could find. What can I say? Just to finish up then. I've said this earlier, but let's finish up. So, as all these moulds appeared and went on over time, there wasn't just Fun World Div on earlier Fantastics or Gen 1 or Gen 2's masks. This weird oddball mask did pop up in the mix as well later in time. Now, as you can easily see, this is what we call an ASIS tag, which is as seen in Scream, just in case there's newbies on the stream. Collectors know this shit. But ASIS tag, later updated tag because the mouth size is symmetrical. Obviously on the other ones there's easy to see the difference with the mouth size here on that one as well. So look at that little kink here, and then later in time, oh look, the kink's gone. The kink's gone. What's happened to that? They've edited it, look. But this particular mask is often mistaken for other types of masks on what they call the MK mould. So this has Fun World Div on the back of its chin, and it's a very confusing mask because we don't know exactly what this mould is. Not exactly. All we know is it's Fun World Div on the chin. It's very similar to a HN, very similar to an MK, very similar to an RDS lookalike, and very similar to the RDS itself. Banana mouth, as I've always called it. Pokey little nose and almost HN RDS-ish mouth. It's so stupid I can compare this mask. Yellow text obviously saying, often mistaken for MK masks or RDS type, which is very believable on first appearance. Similar to some HN masks. This is from Chris Jason again. He's got this mask. I want that mask, but I'm not going to get it. But yeah, all these daft little differences, and there's like a basic roundup of your EUs there, and even then there's one missing, because you got a glow and a non-glow, and then you got the green and the orange, but never seen a pink. And then it carries on. But again, this page is in heavy construction on my site at the minute. Heavy construction. Let's get the make sure I've not missed any comments before we go. Let's have a look. So Mr. Joe Nobile says they likely kept the name Fantastic Faces because the colours were less scary, possibly. Many non-screen masks were sold as face and faces. Yes, there was. You know your shit, mate. I know you do. Like more kid-friendly, almost bright colours. Yeah, sort of. Cheers, Tim. I'm learning so much more each week. Thank you, buddy. That's all right. Just put the tuition fee into PayPal for me. That's 150 quid, please, Rob. Anytime you're ready. Just check it. I've got two lots of chat to check at the minute. But yeah, a green EU. I think there's one at the back here. Let's get the green EU. Roll up my bloody... my legs are getting up. Is there green EU? Yeah. Is there... Bloody trousers bloody rolling down. And I keep rolling up because my bloody legs get hot under the desk. There's a green EU, but it's behind all this lot. And it's right at the back against the wall, so I don't want to get it out. Basically, it's just a green Easter Unlimited stamp mat. There you go. There you go. Make life a bit easier, I suppose. I mean, this is a later mask, but yeah, just imagine that being a green mask instead of white. Same mould, same stamp on the back of the chin. The eyes always look different on this, but it's only around them. This particular eye looks like it's got more of a curve, but it actually hasn't. It's just an optical illusion because of the paint job. This is a sought after little tag. These orange tags only appeared with that mask on, and I believe a scarecrow on. I don't think there was a third one, but yeah, this is, I think it's 2012. Oh, 2011. 2011, yeah. Basically bought at Walmart in the USA. I think this was part of a trade, if I remember correct. But yeah, after the Fantastics Generation 1 and 2s, and later tag Face and tag masks, these are what the main common masks sold out there, with ASIS tags, black and red tags, etc. But one of the most common math types sold from around 99-2000 up until 2017. And I don't know, a very much missed mask type. I really hope that the moulds are still out there somewhere and that they're going to use them again. Really hope. But time will tell. Time will tell. I really hope them some bitches come back. I really do. It's just the fact that was even stopped was a bloody criminal thing in the first place. That's just my opinion. That every collector and the mum misses that type of mask. The vanilla smell, the material it's made of, the stamp on the chin. Alright, the eyes aren't so much fantastic or fierce to me if you want to go that way. But that's bloody much missed. Much missed. I just wish that whatever factory had a phone number. So, yeah, excuse me, Mr. Chinese man. Yes? I'm not being racist. Before anyone says, oh, you shouldn't call them Chinese. What are you meant to call them then? Let me use stamps, yeah. Get on it. Yeah. RJ said we can use that mould again. Did he? I didn't have to confirm him, just do it. But yeah, I'd really... you can tell by now, but I'd love to get those moulds back in use. I get the feeling that the moulds are fine, and I also get the feeling that mass retailers are moaning some bitches because we ended up with bloody ultra whites. and it makes you sick in respects of the collector world, because these things, as much as these, I mean, somebody referred to this the other day to me, says, it's a throwaway Halloween mask from the 90s. And I thought, well, yeah, okay, maybe it is, because of how they're made, and they had a smell, so you didn't have to put up with the smell of the material itself, you know. But these are so goddamn collectible now, as we all know, that why would you ever want to throw one away? And you think how many of them sods now at the bottom of a bloody landfill because some little kid honestly didn't really think what it would be in the future, what it would be worth. But he enjoyed a Halloween in it and then binned the damn thing, you know. Probably got bored one day, sat there burning the tag. You know, you never know what they did, do you? Kids are kids. Right, let's double check then. Do you think... What's this? Hello, Mr. Bartron. Good to see you. I'm looking at the wrong camera. This. Hello, Mr. Bartron. More kid-friendly, almost bright. Oh yeah, I miss. Do you think we were getting EU-style mask for Screen 5 and get away from ultra rights? Well, yeah, I do think that. Yeah. End of the day, as Maggie said on her recent video, Maggie Blaine. Look on the website. She's got her own page now. All her videos are there so far, but look at what they sent back. Look at what was sent to set. Now, RJ had said to me, very briefly, just there was 100 masks sent to set. I don't know why ultra whites were sent, but there were. There's got to be a reason. Well, I'm sure we'll probably find out in the film. Is there going to be a party with everyone's got bloody masks on, a bit like Resurrection? Who knows? I have been told absolutely nothing to do with the story or any of the scenes. I did ask RJ a couple of calls back. I said, you know, what do you find out about the film with regards to how GhostFace is using the scenes, or even if you have to ask him to alter a scene because of something you don't like Ghostface doing? And I think the general response back with regards to the fifth film was he didn't know a lot. So even if I'd have begged him to get details, we wouldn't have found out a lot. And I think it's nice that RJ has some mystery about the film as well. Whereas in the times of Scream 1 to 4, RJ was in contact with Wes and the Weinsteins, in the trilogy at least. And I think the general impression I get is he probably knew a lot more about the story in the trilogy, and then with Scream 4, with him being closer to Wes and in almost everyday communication, I believe it was, with Wes, he knew a lot more about what was going on. With the fifth film, because sadly there's no Wes, of course, he doesn't know the directors and the producers exactly like he knew Wes and some of the other Weinstein staff. But to say that ex-Resurrection masks, which obviously were EU stamped, were sent to the set, I'd like to think that some of them, in honest opinion, I'd like to think whatever department takes care of the masks, art department, costume, wardrobe, makeup, whatever it is, I like to think that they possibly did something with them. But as Maggie stressed on her video, we cannot confirm EU stamps were used for the main killer. All we know is that it was someone set, and that's as simple as that. I'd like to think definitely, of course, whether they re-hooded, whether they put their own swing on things on a different type of shroud, I don't know. But I'd love to think that there's got to be an EU in there somewhere that's used by the killer. Question that come this week on the website on an email, which I can't answer, which is a bit of a swine, but was, what do you think of Kevin Williams's Fun World Div Gen 1 mask? Was it used as killer? I says, well, you know, instant thought is, how the hell do I know? Some people think just because I've got a little fan site, which is what it is, that I've been told special things. I ain't been told special things. There's been no mention of Kevin's mask with regards to myself and RJ talking. No mention in emails, no WhatsApp messages, nothing. I've said this on stream before, I can only assume, and that's all it is, an assumption, is that we know that Stu's house is involved in the new film. How is it involved? We don't know. As one of the kids that we're going to see as a new character moved into it, is it some sort of weird Woodsboro shrine that people are allowed to visit regarding, the past of the murders? Is some sicko gonna turn it into some sort of weird museum? I don't know. Has somebody moved into Stu's house, for whatever reason, peeled up the floorboards because of a leak and go, oh look, there's a bloody mask under this floor? I've got no idea. Is there a scene with Dewey going to the Woodsboro police station saying, oh, we need to look back on the old files of the original case for whatever reason in the story, and oh look, there's a mask in an evidence bag? I've got no idea. But yeah, somebody did say, how's Kevin's mask used? How the hell do I know? I wish I did. I really wish I did. And then somebody also emailed saying, oh, Kevin's mask, I've seen it, I reckon that'd be Killer's mask. No. I don't know, but somebody did stress the other day on a comment somewhere, on social media somewhere, I forget what site it was. When a killer's got a mask, there's normally heroes, isn't there? Hero mask this, hero mask that. Why would they, use Kevin's mask like that? And if it got fucked up for whatever reason, accident on set, stuntman does something wrong, or a mishap of some sort, they've then fucked up that Gen 1 mask. What are they going to say? Oh yeah, get the other 600 Gen 1 masks that RJ sent, because they don't exist. Oh yeah, get that other fan mask that somebody's kindly donated, which I highly doubt. We don't know. We don't know what that Gen 1 mask was used in. I'd love to see it in some relation to Stu's ass. Look at that eBay one the other month. That dickhead on eBay. Whoever it was, I don't know. I went in the woods and I started digging and I found this Fun World Div stamp peanut-eyed GhostFace mess. I still can't believe that now. That picture of it on eBay, the shroud was filthy, the mask was filthy, it was in bad shape, it had been ripped to hell. I mean, somebody like Carrie Ann, ScreenFan1990 on YouTube, or ScreenFan_1990 on YouTube, she'd have a field day with that mask, sewing it, restoring it, cleaning it, washing it. Not tagged, so you haven't got to worry about the tag. But, hello Mr. Cook, it does suck. How can we be sure? There's some of the questions you get on a website, just like mine, there's this little fan site, that's all it is. I'm not saying it's the best site out there, because it's not. Hello Sydney's got more up-to-date information than me. Rodrigo does a good job. But how do we know what Kevin's mask was used for? My honest thoughts, we're rambling here to be honest, but I'd love to see it somehow connected to Stu's house, or if somebody had come across it after moving into Stu's house. On the other side of it, I would like to think there's some sort of reason a police station at Woodsboro may have the mask in an old evidence bag. That's just assumption. That's all it is. We could go and watch that film January next year, hopefully, fingers crossed, that COVID's gone, or at least rapidly decreasing in case numbers and deaths, and we may see something 100% different. Why Kevin even dug the mask out, I do wonder. Did they ask him to dig the mask out? Did he just take it there and say, oh look, this is from the first film, one of my memories, and they said, oh, we could actually use that if you want? Was it a suggestion? Did they ask him? There's so many things people can ask about that mask. It is what it is. There's people speculate out there saying, oh, was it really the Tatum mask where she died? I believe it was, Was it used in this scene and that scene? Of this, this is where the screen grabs come in handy, and you can possibly confirm it. But who knows? Who knows? But I do like to think, definitely, the original question, I like to think that the killer, at some point, has got an involvement wearing an EU stamp mask. Whether it's a resurrection mask that's not been touched and just been put on, whether it's a resurrection mask, X one of course, that's been re-hooded with something, who knows. But look at what Meggie got. I don't know. Look at what Nate Reagan got. Look at what John Valeri got. EU stamp, EU stamp, EU stamp. We just can't confirm what exactly they were used for. RJ doesn't even know. All he said was, please send some masks back. They sent some masks back. A lot of EU stamps, I believe, didn't come back. A lot of ultra whites did come back. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. We'll find out in time, I'm sure. But people come on social media and all sorts of things saying to me, what do you think the story's going to be? And whether it's on the live stream like this or whether it's not, I've got no clue what the story's going to be. My personal wish is if they keep the trio alive, and you know what I mean by the trio, Courtney, David, Neff. Give them beatings, put them through fucking hell, don't kill them. And there are some people be disagreeing about, no, you got to kill one. No. Fade them off in the background if you have to. Don't fucking kill them. Don't bring them back after all this time to survive all the shit they've gone through just to kill them now. Whether it's all of them, whether it's one of them, whether it's two of them, don't kill them. Put them through fucking hell. Link them with the characters, whoever they got to link them with the characters, with whatever the story's going to be. But keep them there in the Scream world, in the background, and if there is a Scream 6 and a 7, maybe they could float back in for some reason in the future. Rather than just getting rid of him like they did Randy, you know. Once Randy and Cotton had gone, you know, you really couldn't do anything after that Randy video, could you? There's no hope of him ever turning up again. But it was clever how they did it in Scream 3, although that does get criticism as well. What's Joe say here? We're rambling on here, anyway, we've got to get gone. We've got to get gone. Hello, Leslie. Hello, Melby. Melinda, I should say. I keep forgetting who's watching. I wish my woods would have a Gen 1 buried in it. Yeah, tell me about it. But Joe Nobile, I've got two chats here. With how postmodern Scream movies are, I could see them remaking Stab, and Stu's house is even a set, even in Scream. Yeah, maybe. These are great questions I hope we get answers to. Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, one of the most common questions definitely now is, how do you think Kevin's mask is involved? And yeah, one of the daftest suggestions that keeps coming from various sources. Oh, did you see they're using a fantastic Gen 1 for killer mask? Who says they are? Where'd you read that? Who told you that? Who confirmed that? Who said that's a fact? Is it? Hello, Commander. Fuck you, Ghosty. Commander, you talk to me like that, cheeky sod. He's been lurking, has he? Yeah, I'm going to send this chap after you. You cheeky bastard. Commander Ripped, the Twitch streamer. Go look him up. Language Timothy. Bollocks as well, man. Bollocks. Can I? Hang on a second. Let me just bring something up on my other screen. It's okay, we're still here. There we go. Anybody watching on the Twitch, be sure to check out this sumbitch here. In a nice way. You ever want to watch somebody make you laugh on stream every now and again? There's a reasonably calm chap. Then Commander Ripped is one you may want to check out sometimes on Twitch. That's for the Twitch side of viewers that are watching tonight. For the collectors, you just do whatever you're going to do normally. If you're into Twitch and watching a bit of gameplay or game streams, then have a look at Commander Ripped. He is good. I will recommend him because he makes me piss. Not literally, but you know, he's good. Jesus, you've been spending loads more stuff. What are you on about loads more stuff? Oh no, he's probably referring to the view in the background because he hasn't seen it in a while. No, this is how it's always been, with exception of the red chrome and the MK being on display at the minute. This is how it's always been. It's just the camera used to be in that corner, so it was looking, you know, towards where the computer is now. So you just mainly see a blank wall where the missus used to sit in her computer. And it's not been like that for a while now. But yeah, the rows of masks. There's actually a row missing at the minute, which is the K&B replicas by Clive, which normally fill the gap up here. And of course, I've move the box frame, which is even more of a big gap with the telephone boxes at the back there, which I'll attend to after the stream ends. But yeah, you are so kind. Yes, well, you make me laugh, Commander. You make me laugh. But yes, DPOIC. Yeah, they've always been there in some respect, but they all used to be on. Every single mast was on a separate suction cup with a hook on it. At this time, I've got wooden dowels that go all the way back to the wall that are 30 centimetres in length, and there's about 8-9 masts on each of these rods. Apart from a couple I took off to show on the stream this time. But you got like 8-9 masts, probably 10 masts there, 9 or 10. And there's a couple of rows out of shot of the camera that you can't see. But yeah, love the setup. Yeah, well, it's, to be honest, it needs its arse kicking again, because these suction cups and the dowel rods are good. But every now and again I'll be sat on the computer, whether it's internet, whether it's DVD playing, and I'll hear this and a row of them just literally comes down, crashing down, and it's not good because it's bending and messing up the tags where they hang. Another downside, sadly, with the dowel rods is, you think about the suction cup is probably about that thick, so you suction cup with a hole in to the bottom of the shelf because it's laminated and glossy, which is fine because it sticks, and then the dowel rod goes through, but you've probably got about that much gap for the tag to sit in between the bottom of the shelf because of the suction cup clearance. Suction cups aren't that long, they're about that long in overall, I don't know, height if you want to put it on a flat surface. So all these tags are literally, instead of sitting like that when they're hanging, they're sitting like that because they're being forced diagonally because of the clearance. So I've got to look at it again, I'm afraid, and think twice about how these are hanging and what it's doing, straining and stressing the tags. Oh, it's just a bit of cardboard, but when they're collector's items and you want to keep them good, I've got to rethink it again. Right, I can see now we're possibly about done. We have covered Fantastic Faces Generation 1s. We have covered descriptions of it, texture, markings, etc. Eyes, nose, mouth. We have gone over this little swine as well. I thought I lost a mast then. And also the hooded, I'd just say hooded fearsome. I know what it is exactly, but I just say hooded fearsome. One last thing to show you then. Let's bring it up. Which one is it? It's that one? Just do it on the computer, it's more reliable. The application for Streamlabs is bloody pathetic. It stays connected, but it doesn't always register that you're telling it to do something. So just to be clear then, on the last note, this was highlighted last week, I'm going to repeat it this week. Contact page, you got all this yellow text in a little block. Email problem with the website at the minute. There's the email to contact me on when we get it all right. GhostFace website, all in one, at hotmail.co.uk. Send to that questions, pictures, identifications, whatever mess. I will get it and I can respond. As we go further down, I have had a fan this week request 12 masts in one box, which was pricey on the postage, but he was starting his collection and he wanted what he asked for, so I gave him what he asked for. This also resulted in me no longer being able to sell certain masts because I've run out of the damn things. So just so we're clear, ultralights, yes, I know, before anyone jumps down my throat, yes, ultralights not the most loved masts, but we have some. 2019, 2020 manufacture dates. Some people do ask for them, they can have them because we've got some. Hard plastic masts, we've recently been told these are going to be discontinued. I've still got quite a few. Also, if somebody's got the cleverness of de-shrouding and taking eye mesh and tags off and putting them back on again afterwards, these are good for customizations if people feel the need. EL GhostFace. Okay, it's not exactly rushed out the door from my end at least, but looks good in the dark and it's just an alternate mast type. Okay to have in the collection if you want to have a varied collection. People have got opinions on it, that's fine. When we come to the coloured mask, this is where we're really suffering now. Green metallics, 2019 masks only. I'm totally out of 20s. Even on the 2019s, I'm very few of them now. Very low on green metallics. Green fluorescents, I think I've only got 2 left of 2019 and the rest of 2020s. Thankfully not too much bother with these with regards to paint and scuffs and scratches. Devils are probably the mask I've got the most of. Only a couple of 18s, only a couple of 19s and the rest of 2020s. Not a lot of difference apart from the odd very strange one that has closer together horns. I do send pictures of every mask to people that ask for them and say, this is the exact mask you're going to get, is it okay? And if there's any difference with the horns, I'll tell them, and if they want different, I shall pick them different and reconfirm with another picture. Now these sons bitches here, we've had recent information from the distributor. I said, we've got a problem with this, and he says, what's the problem? I says, you get these masks in boxes of 12. He goes, yes. I says, the what's up mask, there's 6 of the bastards. Or is it 6 or is there 8? But there's more of these than there is of these. I says, why isn't it just 4 of them, 4 of them, and 4 of them? He says, well, the what's up were the most asked for, so they make the most in the box and fill out the box with mostly them and then just put a couple of these in. So apparently the what's up are the biggest seller of the scary movies, hence why there's more in a box of 12 and not an even amount of each type. So loads of these left. Absolute loads, but probably double figures, 2019s and 20s. The stoned I've only got 2, which are actually 2020s. I need to correct that, which I can do after stream. And I've only got 2 smileys, and this is only because I found 2 on the Dragon's Den website, which is based in Blackpool in the UK. So I got 2 of them. Well, I actually ordered 4 of them off Dragon's Den the other day, kept 2 for myself because I'd left myself short on my own collection, and 2 I can sell to people. So 2 of these, 2 of these, and bloody loads of these. Manufacture dates vary. If you're really bothered about them, ask. I said to the distributor, have you got any more? Can we get more? He says no, not until at the very least the end of April, maybe going into May. So these things, for whatever reason, with these tags on now, these are the most latest tags, they absolutely go nuts with websites, shops, retailers. Every time the distributor gets them in, he's telling me, they're gone. They're on back order, they're accumulated for the order before they even get to the dock at Belfast where the distributors is based. Good in a way. Not the original GhostFace, of course, the scary movies, but these are one of the only mask types currently being made that are made exactly the same way as they used to be when they first came out. Example, EU stamp. The only difference with these in the last 3 to 4 years, I believe it is, for some reason the vanilla's gone. I don't know why, but the smell's gone. Apart from that, they're made exactly the same. Same paint on the tongue there on what's up, same moulds, EU stamps, just different updated tags now and no smell. Why, I don't know. I'd love to have an answer to all these questions. Right. Okay, I think we're time to let everyone get on with their lives. So, the Lucky Dorito. Gotta keep them fresh, definitely. That dark green is definitely me. Is it? Dark green? Dark green? Which one's he on about? Dark green? What have I showed a dark green? There is a... Oh, hang on a minute. Is he phoned out? No, he hasn't. I say there is a dark green GhostFace, but it's not viewable. And also, yes, anyone that's late to the stream, we've unboxed a figure, or undone a figure out of its packaging for the first time in years. This is the Toony Terrors NECA GhostFace figure. Currently on UK eBay between £17 to £20. I've not seen them much over £22, I don't think, but nice little figure. Nice little figure. And it actually does stand up on the end of the tassels of the robe and not his feet. His feet, if you look even at this angle, his feet aren't touching my hand. But I quite like this, quite nice. I'm even in two minds of taking the glass panel off the side of my PC and standing him on top of the graphics card. Light him up a bit. But yeah, a nice figure though, a nice figure. It's got a few dodgy comments here and there online, but a good figure. I quite like it. Metallic. Oh yeah. There is a dark green one. I thought you meant you see one in the background here. There is a couple here, but they're all behind all these masks. But yeah, there is a dark green one. Sadly, I've got none of them left. Sadly. Right. That's the smashing figure. Love NECA. Yeah, NECA's all good. NECA's. They did have to rework the sculpt on the other figure that was shown earlier on stream. People was not happy with the original mask sculpt of the figure that had the all different heads with it. Okay, Mr. Weaver. Looks like Rob Weaver's going. What we said this time? Eh? What's the beef here? Chap, sit on my stool. He knows what I'm on about. This. Love the streams, yeah. Yeah, next week's stream. I'm not sure if we're going to get a collector one. I did talk to a chap called Tony Strange, who people may know in the community on Facebook, and I need to get back in touch with him because it was my ignorance, sadly, that I forgot to message him back about coming on. But yeah, I need to get Tony on in the future. He wants to come on, he's up for coming on. And also, I've recently seen that Carrie Ann Doolittle, aka ScreamFan_1990 on YouTube, seems to have finished her horror room, and she always said when she'd finished the horror room, I think she's finished it, I've got to confirm it. She says, oh, when I finish my horror room, I'll come on. So Carrie Ann wants to come on as well, and she's, bloody hell, she's accumulated some good stuff in what, 10 months, 11 months of collecting there. One of them just simply being a Black Tag ASIS, which is a sod to get on its own. Never mind next to a load of other masks she's managed to get. So we'll see. So possible a collector on next week. I'm going to have words and send messages. But yeah, we're going to end it now altogether tonight. And then I'm going to restart it in a minute. Twitch only. With regards to Dead by Daylight. So I'm going to be playing Dead by Daylight in about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, but I'm going to end it now as this is the end of the collector stream. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, thank you for hopefully paying attention to a few details on these earlier type masks, and thank you for looking at the figures and just listening. Just, I don't know, whether you're in and out lurking, it's up to you, but we'll be back again next week, hopefully with a collector. We'll soon see, but take it easy. Behave, stay goddamn safe for God's sake, and let's just hope this goddamn COVID F's off as soon as possible, because this lockdown's gone on way too long, a bit like this stream. But yeah, stay safe for God's sake. Remember that you're irreplaceable, bit like this in some respects, but please just stay goddamn safe. I know we need the food and the drink and sort out your cars with fuel here and there and MOTs and all the rest of it, but inspections in the USA, I'm sure. But just stay safe, please, and make sure that you come back to look at the stream in the future healthy. Right, have to get myself a Freddy. I forget. Oh, a Freddy figure. Yeah, I wonder what he's on about then. But yeah, okay, chaps. I'm actually afraid to end this now, because I think all my Twitch views are going to disappear, because they're going to see the stream go off and then it's going to go back on in a minute with DVD starting up. Yeah. Well, anyone that's watching via Twitch, the stream will end, then it'll restart, but I just want it to be Twitch only for DVD. I don't want to be doing YouTube DVD as well, because it does go against TOS on Twitch as affiliate, which I am at the minute. I don't think I'm going to get a partner, but affiliate, I've just got to be careful. So see you soon, take it easy, as I say, stay safe, and let's finally end it, put you all out of your misery. Anyone that's going to watch some Dead by Daylight, see you in a minute. We're going to restart the stream and rename it. But take it easy, and we can do some GhostFace DVD and then possibly some Survivor, and maybe even